Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. If you're watching this video, you want to learn how to play Dwarf Fortress in 10 minutes. You know you don't want to spend hours reading wikis or watching tutorials. Dwarf Fortress is a complex game, and one of the issues is when you're watching a tutorial, sometimes theirs goes a little bit differently or an event happens so you can't keep up. I mean, I can't show you how to do everything in 10 minutes, that would just be impossible. But part of the fun of Dwarf Fortress is learning for yourself and seeing what does and doesn't work. So let's have a look at what you have to know to get started within 10 minutes. First step is click Create New World. Click OK. Don't worry about any of this. Click Create World. When it's done, click Play Now. If you want to see the lore and the history of the world you've built, click Legends. We're not going to click that. We're going to click Fortress. Now, luckily, this version of Dwarf Fortress does have a decent tutorial, but we're not interested in that, so click Skip. Click OK. Go down here where it says Find Embark Location. You'll be brought a bunch of filters up. The things you want to remove are aquifers. Just get rid of them. Click the minus sign. Click no. They basically can flood your fort and ruin your day. So just get rid of them. I would also recommend clicking river. Click begin. It will then search through the 81 blocks. You don't have to do all 81. If you get too bored waiting, just click stop. But bear in mind, the quicker you press stop, the less chances it'll have of finding somewhere decent. Now, for the sake of your first ever fort or this tutorial, don't worry about where you're going. I would recommend you pick somewhere with trees and also some sort of river or brook so you can get some water. So if you see the search function on the side, right click to get rid of it. Hover over any area and it'll tell you what's in that area. You're looking for somewhere with some trees. And as I said, because tutorial, we're just messing around, it doesn't really matter where you select. So you left click to zoom into a location and right click to zoom back out. So I'm going to click Embark. I'm going to select this little location here. I'm going to click Play Now. Right, and now you're playing Dwarf Fortress. First thing to note, if your dwarfs are running around, make sure you press pause. You can press it up here or press the space bar. Does the same thing. If you see that, just pause it right now. Next up, W, E, S, and D will move around your area. Scroll wheel on your mouse will move you up and down elevations. So if we just look at the tree, can you see how it gets bigger? And it goes all the way at the top. If you scroll down, you'll see you go down to the individual tree stumps like that. Press F1 to go back to your original embark location. So it doesn't matter where you are, F1 will take you back. Control and scroll wheel will take you up and down and being able to zoom in on that layer. So very handy to know. Now, one thing you need to do is dwarfs like to dig, and we need to get our fort started. Make sure you're paused at this point. Now, you can either dig in or you can dig down. However, you're going to have to dig down at some point, so I usually just dig down. Either way, if you're going to dig in or down, you come down here to the little pickaxe or press M. And then if you're going to dig down, you press the stairwell. If you're going to dig through, you just press this button here. Now, I'll show you both for the interests of this tutorial. If you're going to dig in, press that button there, highlight the pickaxe. Select your starting location. I would recommend 2x2. Drag into an area like that. Press play. And you'll see your dwarf go off and dig. Easy as that. Now, as we're going to dig down, we will select this option here. We will go to stairwell. We will select our starting location by highlighting the 4x4. I would always recommend a 4x4. If you select a 1, they might bump into each other. So select your 4x4, click. Once you've clicked, scroll down on your mouse and go down a few layers, maybe 4, and then click again and you'll see that little symbol pop up. Once you've got that, press play. We'll press F1 to go back to the top, and there we go. We'll see our little dwarf digging down, and he's going down. So we'll scroll down. He's down to that layer. He's down to that layer. He's very quick, isn't he? Down to that layer, and then down to that layer finally. Now, in the interest of building a tutorial play fort, it doesn't really matter. We'll just go down to this layer here. I would recommend one with rock, though, so you can see how that is different to that. That's obviously sand. So we'll go down here. We're then going to go down to the pickaxe. We're going to make a bit of a hallway. So it doesn't matter what size. Just make sure it's 2x2. just because, as I said, one by one, they can get stuck. Also, as this is building, we're going to select a 2 here, and then we'll make a big area. About, it's not that important. This is going to be our stockpile. So you want to make it fairly sizable, but not too big because we are just starting off. Next up, we want to make some workshop rooms. Now, workshop rooms have to be 3 by 3. So we're going to build 1, 2, 3, and... oh, nice little tip here. If you do too much, click this little eraser here, and then just select the area you don't want to dig. We also want to create a little area for our dwarfs to sleep. So I'm going to come to about here. I'm then just going to put a 1 in, and then I'm just going to create maybe something like that. So while he's digging that out, press F1 to go back to the top. We need some materials. We need some wood. So come down to your menu down here, select tree chopping, and then just highlight the area you want to chop your trees. You can select as small or big as you want. I'm just going to select this whole area. It just means the rest of my dwarfs are going to go off and start chopping trees down. And there you go. Lots of logs to build with. So next up, we need to put a workshop down. Now, the first workshop you all should start with is the carpenter. So click on here. Go to workshops. Go to carpenter. And then click here. Now up here, click a tile to place the carpenter's workshop. Select material after placement. Use the closest material, or keep building after placement. Now, keep building after placement is important if you're going to be building, like, say, beds and you want to put 10 beds in. So make sure you click that. When it's a one-time build, like a carpenter shop, don't worry. And I would just use closest material when you're doing this. Click on there and use closest material. The other 2 workshops I would recommend you put down are the stoneworker and also the still. The still can be found in workshops, farming, and still. Right, now our workshops are built. We're going to click on the carpenters. We're going to click add new task. The first thing we want to do is make some beds. So we're going to click 1. We're going to click 2. And we're going to click 3. If you want to learn how to do work orders to automate that process, I have a video on that. So click on the channel and have a look. The reason we're building some beds is because dwarfs like to sleep somewhere. They don't want to sleep on the floor, so it's very handy to have that. So next up, we're going to designate this area a stockpile. The reason for that is it means all the dwarfs will bring all the wood and rock and everything into one place. You will need a bigger one in the future, but for now, this will do. To do that, click down here, click the plus button, highlight the area you want to turn into a stockpile, click accept, select all up here, and then right click, and you can see that is now a designated stockpile, and all the dwarfs will start bringing all your items into that one area. Next up, we're going to place our beds. So can you see the beds in the stockpile here? So we're going to click on build. We're going to go to furniture. We're going to go bed. We're going to select keep building after placement, and we're going to go 1, select the bed we want, and 2, select the bed we want. We could also click use closest material, and that would just select any bed. Bear in mind, the beds need to be built before they can be placed. Now that we have some beds in here, we will mark this as a dormitory. To do this, we come down here where this dwarf is. Dormitory. We highlight this area, like so, and then we click accept. Now this area here will be a dormitory, and the dwarfs will go to sleep in there. Now dwarfs will go for a while without food, but they won't go without drink, so we need a farm plot. So I'm just going to move up a few levels, just to the sand level here, and you can see I've done the same, a 2 corridor, and I've made a little area for a farm plot. Inside here, I'm going to click build. I'm going to go down to workshops. I'm going to go to farming. I'm going to go to farm plot. I'm going to highlight the area I want my farm plot. Once it's built, click on it. Next up is you select what you want to grow. Now, plump helmets are your main thing. So go plump helmets, summer, plump helmets, autumn, plump helmets, winter, plump helmets. Then you want to click on your still, click add new task, and click brew drink from plants, and then click this button here, which means that repeats the task, and your dwarfs will always have drinks. Now, if you can't do that because it says it requires an empty storage item, click on here, click add new task, and build a load of barrels. You might have to build 3 or 4, but eventually it will do it. So you're now well on your way to failure. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment below if you have anything to add. Subscribe for more videos, and don't forget to drop this video a like. Catch you later, guys. Goodbye.